Hi friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. Today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading, and this is going to be what's next in love and who is coming in for you. So I have three options for you. Option number one is going to be the Lover's card with Prince Phillip and Sleeping Beauty, and this is from the Fairy Tale Tarot. Option number two is going to be the Lovers from the Light Seers Tarot deck. And option number three is going to be the Lovers from the Ever After Spell Tarot deck. And that has Jasmine and Aladdin on there. So pause the video if you need to ask yourself which pile or maybe piles have a message for you. And let's talk about what you can expect in this reading. Alrighty, so to kick off this reading, we are going to check in on your current energy. So what is happening for you, my viewer? We are then going to go into what are you releasing in order to welcome this opportunity in. Then we're going to move into who this person is. So who is coming your way when it comes to love? Then we'll talk about how are you going to meet and or connect with this person. What is the energy in the connection? So chemistry, emotional bond, intensity. Then we're going to talk about any challenges or growth that you may experience in the connection. And then we are going to get like an outcome or advice for you. So I do have some cards pre-shuffled, and I will be using the tarot deck corresponding to each card that you see as a choice to live shuffle for some of it. So it's going to be a combination of both. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in, stick around, get cozy, get comfortable. We are about to get started. If this is where you leave me, I hope you come back soon, and I hope you have a wonderful week. But let's jump into the reading. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Lover's card with Prince Phillip and Sleeping Beauty. And it says, love and harmony surround you. Embrace the power of connection and unity in both your relationships and choices. So I'm going to place that right over there. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, at the beginning, I did do a reading breakdown, which is going to tell you exactly what's going to be covered in this reading. And that should help you decide if this is the right reading for you. So I highly suggest that you check that out. It is time-stamped below. And we are going to kick the reading off by looking at your current energy. So this is going to help you decipher if this is the right pile for you. If this doesn't sound like what's happening for you at this time, feel free to choose a different pile, or it could just be that this specific reading doesn't have a message for you, which is okay. So first we have indecision. Ooh, okay. Yin and yang. There's a push and pull dynamic here for sure, and strategy. Pile number one, this is very interesting energy. I think for some of you, you're in a place where you're trying to figure out your next steps. So I think my pile number ones, when it comes to love, you are a little bit, how do I want to say this? Because the first word that came to mind was wishy-washy, but I don't want to use that because I don't necessarily think that that's the energy, or at the very least, there's a little bit of a negative connotation to wishy-washy, and I don't think that's the case. I do think my pile number ones are in a place where you're trying to figure out if you want to invest your time, energy, and resources into a connection. And for some of you, the reason for that is that you've been burned in the past, right? So this could be, I've put myself out there, I've connected with people, and they've taken advantage of me. I've been in connections and people have said one thing and then they do another thing. I've put myself out there and I'm not getting the results that I want. So there is a little bit of trepidation here, right? I'm kind of approaching this with a little bit more care. I would say that's where my pile number ones are at. Now, for some of you, it does have to do with the experiences that you've had in love. For others of you, I think it could just be where you are at in your life. Like you could be busy, you could be going through, just having a lot of things happening in your life and you're not so sure that you want to truly invest in a romantic relationship. Now, what's interesting about my pile number ones is that I do think that you are in a place where you desire a connection, you desire partnership, you desire romance. But I also think that you are in a place where you're not fully sure that it's the right time or the right place or that you have the right energy to approach this. We do have indecision. So I do think for my pile number ones, for many of you, you are at a crossroads, you are at a fork in the road where you could choose to go left or right. And for some of you, what is left, what is right? It's I can choose to connect with someone or to open myself up to a connection, or I can choose to put that off and focus on something else. And I do think that if you chose this pile and this is the right pile for you, I do think that you are very conscious of that crossroads that you are at, and that you are very conscious that you are kind of at like the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, and that it is going to be up to you how you choose to move forward. That is coming through very clearly here. Now, we do have the yin yang card here as well, and that is 22. 2 plus 2 is 4. I do think that I want to say this energy is split here, because I think for some of you, you are in a place where you are stable, you do have strong foundations, you are in a place where you feel good about where you're at, and maybe bringing someone in or deciding to open yourself up to that could be a little bit of a risk, and you're trying to figure out if that's a risk you're willing to take. And for others of you, I think it's the complete different energy to the 4, which when we talk about numerology and 4, it can be about strong foundations and building up, the life that we want and building stability, but it can also be stagnancy. So I do think for some of my pile number ones, you are more on the side of this feels like stagnant energy. This feels like I want to mix things up, but I'm trying to figure out how I am going to do that. And I will say for my pile number ones, I do think for most of you that picked pile number 1, it could be that you are type A. Or it could just be that you're in a place where you're not so sure that you want to take a risk when it comes to love and romance. And again, some of that, for some of you, it could be because of your experiences in the past. For others of you, it could be more about like what you have currently going on in your life and how you would realistically bring someone into your life. So for this group, there is a level of just like, I'm not fully sure what I want, but I kind of do want something, but I'm kind of okay not getting something. So if I'm being honest, there is a little bit of like a push and pull dynamic, especially with the way that you are manifesting at this time. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I do think that if you picked pile number 1, it's getting to the point where you may have to decide very soon where it is that you want to invest your time and energy, where it is that you want to focus on. And I think that the universe is waiting for my pile number ones to give a little bit more of a clear signal. So it could be that some days you wake up and you're like, I'm ready, I'm going to go all in. And then you wake up and you're kind of taking a step back. Now, I do want to mention that we have the 8 energy, and that is very closely tied to Saturn energy. So for my pile number ones, I do think there has been some level of hardship in your love life. And I do think that you are going to get to the point once you decide to open up, once you meet someone, that you are going to be able to manifest a very stable, long-lasting partnership. But I also have to be honest and say that I do think that part of the hesitation for some of you has to do with all of the things that you've been through in your love life, in your love connection. That's coming through here very loudly, very strongly for my pile number ones. And I do want to say, pile number 1, if you're listening to this, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I think it's just where do you want to focus on next, and giving yourself an opportunity to come to the answer, to decide upon that. There is very strong Gemini energy here, Capricorn energy here. I would even say Aries as well coming through. And a little bit of Sagittarius coming through. And I think for this group, working with Mercury, wherever Mercury is at in your natal chart, or even wherever it is transiting your chart at this time, that could be very helpful, because I think that that is going to help you come to a clear answer as to what's coming next for you and where you want to invest your energy. But let's take a look at what are you releasing in order to welcome the opportunity in. So what are you releasing in order to welcome in this next opportunity in love? What are you releasing? For my pile number one, Spirit, what are my pile number ones releasing? And we are using the Fairy Tale Tarot deck for you, pile number one. But what are my pile number ones releasing at this time? Let's take a look here. Bottom of the deck, I'm going to move those slightly over. We have the Three of Pentacles. Collaboration and mastery bring success. Work with others to achieve your goals, and your efforts will be recognized and rewarded. And we have Prince Naveen and Tiana. We also have the Hierophant with open your heart and mind to the wisdom of the ages to discover the sacred knowledge that leads to fulfillment and happiness, with Cinderella's fairy godmother. Did she not have a name? Anywho, we also have Prince Charming with the King of Wands here. You are a visionary leader. Harness your entrepreneurial spirit and natural authority to bring your creative ideas to life. And then we have Dr. Facilier. So with the 10 of Swords, the darkest hour is often before the dawn. Accept the ending of a cycle and look into new beginnings with optimism and resilience. Pile number one, I love this energy. Let's talk about it. So what are you releasing in order to welcome in this opportunity? I think for many of you, you're releasing the past and the expectation that you have gained from past experiences. So I think for many of my pile number ones, again, there's been some level of hardship, whether it's because of the connections that you have made in the past or the experiences that you have had in love and romance, or maybe even you witnessing the experience of someone else that they had in love and relationships, maybe even in childhood, and your kind of experiences with what relationships have been and have looked like for you. And I think that for my pile number ones, we talked about this at the very beginning, right? I said this, you are at a crossroads, you are closing out chapters and cycles in order to open new ones. So what you are releasing is exactly that. It's letting go of a past chapter, of a past cycle. And for some of you, that could very well involve, I am going to finally close out a chapter with a specific someone, or with the idea of someone, or with the expectation I had in love and in connections and in romance. So I think for this group, it's a lot of just kind of going within and giving yourself an opportunity to open a new cycle. I also think that there are some beliefs here that you are transforming, transmuting, where maybe you have beliefs around what love has to look like, or how it has to show up, or what you expect to happen based on what you've seen or what you've experienced, right? Maybe there are some negative experiences that you've had or that you have witnessed that you are now letting go of in order to welcome in something different, something new, something that is within the realm of what you desire in your own romantic life. And I think that for my pile number ones, what you are releasing is the past. What you are releasing is what you expect and what you know and what you think you have to prepare for in love. I think that this is a group where you are entering a chapter in your life where you are going to be much more open, where you are going to be much more receptive, where you are going to be much more, I want to say pleasantly surprised for this group. Like there is a pleasant surprise coming in. And I do think that for this group, some of you may have been working with like a therapist. Some of you have been talking to your friends. Some of you have been releasing people from your life that were no longer serving you. And as a result of all of this, this is what brings in this next opportunity in love. I also think that for this group, you are kind of having a renewal in your life, not just in love, but in other areas of your life as well. And for some of you, this could be like, I'm finally ending a connection, a relationship, or something with someone who I thought had potential, or the idea of who someone was. I'm releasing that. And I'm going into this next chapter with an open heart, with an open mind, and with the possibility of what could be. What's interesting for this group is I think that you're moving into this next chapter hoping for the best, but really having no expectations of what that's going to look like. And I do think that for those of you that decide that you are going to take this leap into love, this leap into having the possibility of romance in your life, or allowing yourself to welcome someone in, I think that what you're going to find is that you're going to connect with someone who is very different from the people that you are used to, or someone who it could be that they're similar in some ways, but in the way that they treat you, in the way that they show up for you, they are going to be very, very honest. They are going to put their best foot forward. And we are going to talk about who that person is very, very soon here. But overall, pile number one, what you are releasing in order to welcome in this new opportunity is the experiences. You're taking the lessons, you're taking the life experience from it, but you are releasing that expectation of it's going to be the same, or you are releasing that idea of what things need to look like. And I do think that for my pile number ones, whether it was your own experience or someone else's, you're definitely going into this next chapter with an open heart and open mind. But pile number one, let's talk about who this person is. So, who is the person that is coming in for you next? We have the horse. And we're going to talk about who this is. We have the octopus. And we have the model. Beautiful and sought after. Beauty fades, but substance endures. And this is an archetypal card. Let's talk about it. So, trying not to make a mess. That's very hard. All right, so pile number one, let's talk about the zodiac signs, and I'm going by the elements on top of the cards there. So we do have the horse, and the horse is here with the element of earth. Sorry, I had to look at it again. That is the element of earth. So we do have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn heavily represented here. We also have the octopus, and the octopus is the element of water. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces is represented here, and it doesn't mean that your person has to be one of those signs. It could just be the energy that they carry themselves with, but I do like to provide these zodiac signs because I do know some of you really enjoy that. But let's talk about who this horse person is. This is someone who is very, how do I want to describe this person? Because I think this is someone that you absolutely notice if you are in a room with them. Like, this is somebody that stands out in some way. And I will say for my pile number ones, this is somebody who is physically very attractive. This person looks good. This person smells really nice is what I'm getting. And this is someone who knows how to stand out and how to command a room. I do think that this person, for most of you, many of you, is going to be on the taller side, or there's something about their stance. There's something about the way that they move. There's something about the way that they carry themselves that seems like very larger than life. I will also say that this is someone who is a go-getter. This is somebody who is very ambitious. This is someone who is going to achieve what they want in life, and they are going to make sure that they put their best foot forward with everything it is that they do. And I do think that this is someone who has a lot of goals in life and someone who keeps very busy, keeps very active. That's coming through. I'm hearing this person has a lot of stamina as well. This is someone who doesn't really get tired, and this is not an 18 plus reading, but you know what that means. This person does keep very active. This person has a lot of stamina. I do think this is somebody who is very passionate. I do think that this is somebody who is the type of person that is going to go all in with whatever it is that they're doing. I do think that one thing that your person really hates is feeling weak or feeling less than. So this is somebody who works very hard at being the best version of themselves that they could be. And I do think that even when this person is going through it or struggling, they still do their best to be the best version of themselves that they can be. I will say this feels like somebody who can be a little bit of an overworker. This could be somebody that is a little bit of a workaholic at times because there's a lot that they want to do. I also think that this is somebody who enjoys having fun and having a good time. For most of you, this person is going to be an extrovert. That's coming through. Though I do think that they do have a very rich inner world, and we are going to talk about that octopus energy being here. I do think that this is somebody who is very intelligent, very much engaged in what is happening around them. This is the type of person that if you are out to dinner, if you are on a date, they are going to pay attention to you. This is not somebody who's going to be on the phone or scrolling or like ignoring what's right in front of them. I also think that this is someone who is courageous, and I do think that this is someone, pile number one, that has had to work very hard on themselves and on being very confident. I would say for many, this is someone who as a child may have been bullied or may have been, you know, they may have not been who they are today as an adult, as a child. So they had to work very hard to become this version of themselves, because I do think that this is somebody that maybe when they were younger really struggled with their confidence, and they've built themselves up brick by brick. That's coming through. I do also think that your person really enjoys exercise. I would not be surprised if this is someone who's going to the gym at least 3 to 5 times a week. I also think that this is someone who's very careful about what they consume, not only the foods, water, drinks, beverages, but also what they consume into their mental health, what they're looking at, what they're reading, what they are watching. I think this is somebody who's very conscious of those things. I will also say this is somebody who loves to have a good time. This is somebody who really likes to enjoy their time and have a good time and connect with loved ones. That's coming through here as well. This person sometimes struggles with patience. I do think that this is somebody who likes to be on the go and someone who can be a little bit impatient at times. This is coming through here, so I want to share it. And I will say, your person, this horse person, if somebody drains them, if somebody is very much draining their energy, they are going to put a distance here. This is not somebody who wants to deal with drama. This is not somebody who wants to deal with people that are just take. This person really likes an equal give and take is what's coming up here. And I do think that whoever this horse person is, they've worked on their boundaries. This person has very strong boundaries, and I think that when they were younger, they did not. And at the time and place where you meet and connect with them, who they are today, they have very strong boundaries. I will say sometimes those boundaries can be a little bit too strong. So I think that sometimes they have to kind of check in with themselves and make sure that they're not, you know, being too harsh. But this is somebody who does not like being crossed and who will not allow anyone to cross them is what's coming through here. I do think this person really enjoys working on themselves, and especially their body. I'm seeing like this is somebody who is very strong. That keeps coming through. This is somebody who is very, very strong. Let's talk about how will you meet, how will you connect, pile number one. For my pile number ones, how can my pile number ones meet, connect with this person? How can my pile number ones meet and or connect with this horse person? Tell me more what's going on here. How can my pile number ones meet and connect with this horse person? Bottom of the deck, we have Snowman Olaf with Ace of Cups. A new emotional journey begins with an open heart. Love, joy, and deep connections are flowing your way. Embrace the feelings that fill your cup. Pile number one, I think the most important thing with the Ace of Cups being at the bottom of the deck is that you have to be open to it. Step one, especially because we saw the current energy, and I'm assuming if you are still here watching this video at this point, it's because that current energy segment really resonated with you. I will say step number one to you meeting and connecting with this person is going to be you being in a place where you are open to it, where you are opening your heart to it. Like, if your walls are up too high, if you are in a place where you're undecided, it makes it a lot harder, and it kind of pushes back the timeline as to when you can meet, when you can connect. We also have the Four of Pentacles with Esmeralda. While financial security is important, don't hold on to material possessions too tightly. Be generous and open to abundance. And then we also have Belle with the Queen of Swords. Your sharp intellect and clear communication make you a formidable presence. Use your wisdom and honesty to guide others. So, pile number one. How are you going to meet? How are you going to connect? This is a very interesting answer, because for my pile number ones, it's not so much a time and place that's being answered. It's more about where you are at internally and how you want to open yourself up. So for my pile number ones, if you're watching this and you have been undecided, you have been trying to figure out, how do I want to go about this? Do I even want to go through this? Do I even want to open myself up to this? One of the most important things that you can do in order to meet this horse person, if it sounds like somebody that you want to meet and connect with, is allow your walls to come down a bit. Now, that doesn't mean that you're just going to allow anyone into your energy. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is that you need to be in a place, energetically speaking, where you are able to allow someone to get close. And we do have that Four of Pentacles. So there is a reminder here. It's important to work on yourself. It's important to get your finances in order. Career is important. Family is important. Every single aspect of your life is important. But don't be in a place that you are so focused on, especially if you are super focused on career and finances, that you keep putting off meeting someone, connecting with someone, because you want to focus on material things. So that's coming through. Also, if you are someone where you've been doing the work, you've been showing up, you've been, going to therapy, reading the books, talking, doing some journaling, doing the work on yourself, there is no perfect point. There is nothing that you have to do to be this perfect version of yourself. Sometimes the best thing that we can do is open ourselves up to love and connection, so that we can put into practice everything that we've been learning, everything that we've been working on when we meet someone. So this is almost a reminder for my pile number ones that basically one of the most important things that you can do is be ready for it, and the universe is going to conspire in your favor. Let me bring in a different deck here. I want to get a little bit of a timeline if possible. And even though I'm bringing in these time cards, I also want to kind of emphasize that some of this really is going to be about you being in a place where you are open to having this and to allowing this to happen, and allowing the universe to kind of bring it into your world for you. All right, for my pile number ones, any important dates? What's the timeline here? Anything important that wants to come through? We have Saturday with the number 7. Search for joy, stay agile. So searching for joy, right? Being present in the present moment, enjoying yourself. It could be that you meet on a weekend or on a Saturday. Then we have the number 6 with enjoy time, 6 days, 6 weeks. We also have the number 5, you decide for yourself, 5 days, 5 weeks. So it could be 5 to 7, 5 to 7 weeks, 5 to 7 days for some of you, 5 to 7 months. I don't think years, but hey, use your intuition, you know what that means. But also what I'm seeing here is enjoy yourself. You get to decide. You get to welcome this in, which is exactly the message that came through. And also, again, joy, enjoying yourself, having a good time. But I think 5 to 7 here could be very possible. Days to weeks is what I'm getting. For some of you, it could be months. Maybe for one of you, it's years. That is up to you, because I do think that you can manifest this as you desire. And remember, this is a general reading, so take it as it resonates. So pile number 1, let's talk about the energy in the connection. What would this energy in this connection be? I'm going to shuffle again because that was a terrible shuffle. But what is the energy in this connection? Between the two of you, we're talking chemistry, emotional bond, intensity. What is the energy in this connection between the two of you? Once you meet, once you connect, what is it that you need to know? Bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Wands with Princess Ariel and Eric. And it says, celebrate your achievements and the stability you've built. Your hard work has laid the foundation for happiness, harmony, and love. And I will say the 4 of Wands is a card of marriage. So for some of you, it could be that this is the person that you marry. This is a long-term life partner. Let's see what else we have. We also have Princess Jasmine with the 9 of Pentacles. You have achieved financial independence and self-sufficiency. Revel in the beauty and abundance of your accomplishments. We also have Hercules with strength. Harness your inner courage and patience to overcome challenges. Your gentle strength will lead to victory. I actually like this so far. We also have 6 of Wands with Megara. With victory and recognition are yours. Your perseverance has paid off, and now is the time to bask in the glory of your achievements. And then we have King Triton with the 6 of Swords. Leave behind turbulent waters for a calmer, more peaceful journey. Transition to a better mental state and brighter days ahead. Pile number 1. I'm shuffling this live for you. I'm not even editing this too much. I hate to edit because it makes it look like I did some magic that I don't do. This is wonderful, and this is exactly what your reading has been about. So what is the energy of the connection? This is a connection that can be very successful. This is a connection that can be built on mutual respect. So I want to be clear. Sometimes we meet people and we can be attracted to them. We can really like them. We can have passion. We can have chemistry. We can have all the things, but it's not somebody that is on our level, or there is a little bit of mismatch energy. What I think is very important for my pile number 1s is that this connection with this horse person, if you decide to welcome it in, it can be something that is built on mutual respect. It is something that is built on attraction, passion, and it is something that you can build upon. I think the 6 of Swords is here because it's saying it's going to be different from what you have experienced and or what your expectations in love have been. And I said at the beginning, I do think that this is a group where either you have experienced some hardship in relationships, or you have seen some shit, right? You have seen some stuff in love and relationships, because I do think that for my pile number 1s, there is a little bit of trepidation. I said this at the beginning. I do think there is a little bit of, I need to protect my heart. And I agree, right? We want to be careful. We want to be mindful. We're not going to entertain anyone for the sake of entertaining someone. That is not what my pile number 1s would do. That is not something that you should do. And that is not something that you are going to do. But I think that you are in a place where You are so ready to experience love and connections, and you have done so much of the hard work on yourself that I think that you're at a point that this connection would be very positive for you to experience, right? It would be something that would bring in a lot of success. It would be something that would bring in a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. I do think for some of you, this could very well be the person that you marry, your future spouse, your future husband, your future wife, whatever it is that you are looking for. This is a general reading, so apply it to your situation. And I think for my pile number ones, it's almost like this is exactly what you have been hoping for. But I almost feel like for my pile number ones, you don't always allow yourself to truly imagine or get excited about what that could be in case it doesn't happen for you. And this is saying, please do, please get excited. Please allow yourself to get to the place where you welcome this in, because I do think that this is someone that, as far as the chemistry, it's absolutely there. The physical chemistry, I do think this is somebody that's also very compatible with you mentally, emotionally as well. And I think that this is someone that would be on the same playing field as you as far as what they want in life and what they want to move towards. And I do think that this is somebody that would celebrate you, that would love you, that would care about you, that would be there for you. And I think that you would be able to offer that right back to them. And again, it's going to be different. It's going to be completely different than what you have experienced or what you are expecting. Because I think for some of you, there is a little bit of an expectation of getting hurt. And the thing is, if you are in the dating world, yes, dating is tough, but that doesn't mean that there isn't something great and beautiful and wonderful waiting for you. Let's take a look at the challenges or growth. What are the challenges or growth here? Let's see which one wants to come through. For my pile number ones, challenges or growth. For my pile number ones, in this connection, what are the challenges, growth? What's going on here? Bottom of the deck, we have Prince Adam with the King of Swords. Your rationality and strategic thinking is your strength. Lead with integrity and fairness as you make the decisions that impact others. And here's the thing. Pile number one, you are very smart. You are very intelligent. I also think my pile number ones tend to overthink. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think that when dealing with matters of the heart, it's important to be discerning, but it's also important to allow the heart to lead the way and finding that balance between the two. So we also have the Ten of Pentacles with Cinderella and Prince Charming. Family, legacy, and tradition are your treasures. Embrace the harmony and wealth that come from a deep sense of connection and history. We also have Prince Naveen and Tiana with the Three of Pentacles. Collaboration and mastery bring success. Work with others to achieve your goals, and your efforts will be recognized and rewarded. And we have Pinocchio with the Fool. Embrace new beginnings and take the leap of faith. Trust in your journey and you will find unexpected opportunities and wisdom. Pile number one, let's talk about it, because I think for you, this is really talking about growth. So what is the growth that you can expect here? I think for some of you, you are going to be more capable, more willing, I think is the right word here, more willing to allow your heart to lead the charge. And I think that this, for this group, this is a connection that can really help you connect to your heart space and help you trust and believe and feel good about the connection that you are in. We also have the Ten of Pentacles, right? We've seen the Four of Wands. We've seen the Ten of Pentacles now. So I do think that this is a relationship, a connection that can lead to something that is long-term, that's something that is very stable, something that is very fruitful as well, is coming through. And I think that this is someone that you can build a strong connection with, not only romantically, but I think that this is somebody that you truly are going to like, right? Like even if there's an argument, you still love and respect one another and like each other as human beings, to the point where it's easier to work through those rough patches in a connection. And I think that, we saw that Six of Swords before, and now we're seeing this Fool card. This is a relationship that is completely different from everything that you have experienced. And I think that if you allow yourself to go down this road, you are going to be able to, I think you're going to be able to take advantage of something completely new and different in the best way possible. And I think through this relationship, pile number one, you become someone who is lighter, who is more trusting, more willing to be present. Like, I think that you as an individual grow and get to experience just what it means to be at peace and to be happy and joyful. All right. Pile number one, let's talk about outcome advice. So what is the outcome or advice for my pile number ones? What is the outcome here and or advice for my pile number ones? And then we have some pre-shuffled cards that we're going to look at. We have the Evil Queen with the Devil. Face your inner demons and break free from self-imposed limitations. You have the power to release yourself from bondage. I love that, because I think the outcome, if you welcome this connection in, if you allow this love in, is that you break free from self-imposed limitations. I think you break free from expectations that you had that maybe weren't the most positive or the best, right? Let's see what else we have here. We have the Steadfast Tin Soldier with the Four of Swords. Rest and recuperation are necessary for mental well-being. Take a pause to rejuvenate your mind and spirit, and you'll return stronger. We also have, okay, very interesting. So we also have the Ballerina and the Steadfast Tin Soldier with the Three of Cups. Celebrate the abundance of joy, friendship, and connection in your life. Share your happiness with others and let the good times flow. So pile number one, I think the advice here is for you. I think your advice is take a break if you need to. Sit with yourself. Allow yourself to decide. Right? Because again, there was a lot of indecision here at the beginning. So I think this is saying, like, sit with yourself, allow yourself to decide, and really connect with being present in the present moment. And I think the advice for you, pile number one, is welcome in joy, welcome in happiness, allow yourself to have a good time. Be open to going out, be open to, experiencing new things, connect with friends. Maybe you meet this person through a friend. I think for some of you that's quite possible, or it's that you're kind of going about and having a good time and then you connect with this horse person. I think especially for my pile number ones, there's an element of this that is divine timing, and there's an element to this that's like you're not meant to know, because you're not meant to worry about how you're going to bring this together. Allow your spirit team, allow the universe to do the work for you, because they will. Your job is to be in a place where you are rested, where you are relaxed, and where you are willing to show up and be an active participant and respond to the blessings that are being sent your way. Let's see what else we have here. So I'm going to look at the messages of love. We have spiritual lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. And I want to emphasize that not every spiritual lesson is quote unquote bad, because I know sometimes when we think about lessons, it can have like a little bit of a negative connotation of like, oh, that's going to be hard. But I do think that this is someone that's going to come into your life and really show you what love is and have a good time with you. And I think that it's a two-way street, that you both are going to do that for one another. And I think that this is going to happen when the time is right. We also have awakening. Someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. And I do think that for my pile number ones, you are going through an awakening. You are going through a dark night of the soul. Remember, we talked about that crossroads. We talked about the fork in the road. That is where you are at this point. Then we also have new love. A new love or recommitment to love is developing, and this is coming in. This is somebody new. So if someone here was thinking like, is this somebody I already know? I think for 99% of you, this is someone new. So trust your intuition, but I do think this is somebody new coming in. And I think that you're okay to close certain chapters and cycles out in your life. Let's see what else we have here. We have carrot with opportunity or windfall. There's an opportunity coming in for you very soon, and this is going to be a very positive opportunity and connection for those of you that decide to embrace it. We also have casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. I said this earlier, but I think for some of you, you're closing out chapters and cycles with specific people. Now, we do have the casket here. So the end of a situation, the end of a chapter. So you don't have to rush into anything, pile number one. But as you wrap things up, this new chapter, this new beginning opens up for you. We also have camel with persevere and you will overcome problems. So don't give up, keep going. That is a big message here. We also have March. So March could be significant. Maybe we have somebody here who has a birthday in March. Maybe something significant happened in this past March. As I'm recording this, it is the beginning of July 2026. This is timeless, but March is coming up as significant here. We also have sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. So a fresh start coming into your love life. I do think for some of you, you also have opportunities coming into other areas of your life, but especially your love life. And then we have April. So April being significant here, March and April. For some of you, March and April of this year, when you are watching this, is significant. For others of you, it could be March, April 2027, or the following March and April of whenever you are watching this. Let's see what else we have here. So we have benefit of the doubt. I believe in the basic goodness of other people and I give them the chance to show it. If they prove me wrong, that's on them. At least I can go to sleep knowing that I practice trust and forgiveness rather than fear and doubt. And later on, if I need to, I can always change my mind and retroactively judge them like it's my career. And I think that this is a good reminder, pile number one, right? Being in a place where you can give people the benefit of the doubt, right? Where you can give people a chance. And again, this isn't saying I'm going to trust anyone or just go on dates with just anyone, but it is saying I have to lower my walls just enough to be able to get to know someone and to decide if they are worthy of my time and energy. We also have rest. I take a step away from my stress and then a deep breath and then a crankiness killing nap. When I get the rest I need, I instantly become a better version of myself, able to navigate complex relationships in a single bound. When I don't, I'm not, which means I shouldn't, but I try to. And then we can't, and it doesn't, but I did, so it wasn't. Ugh, good night. And I think that this is a group where prioritizing your well-being is going to be so important. And then we have honesty. So this heralds a wonderful time of rooting yourself in complete and total honesty. It might seem scary to tell the truth all the time with everyone about everything. But when you practice radical honesty, you can stop hiding and start relaxing. The best part is honesty from you inspires honesty from others. What results in a rootin' tootin' trust parade and everyone's invited. Except the bagpipe players, but you know they'll show up anyways. And be honest with yourself. Be honest about where you are at and own wherever it is that you are at. But pile number one, that is what I have for you. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. Let me know if this reading resonated for you. I forgot your affirmation for the week. Pile number one, your affirmation for the week is I am open to new experiences. Claim it in the comments. Almost forgot. It's been a while. I'm back now. But let me know what else you'd like to see next. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hype the video up. That's a new thing. Hype the video up if you think it's worth it and share it if you think it's worth it. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around if you stuck around my long break. I appreciate it so much. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk very soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Lover's card from the Light Seers tarot deck. I almost said Wild Reflections for some reason, but that is the Light Seers. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown at the beginning, which is timestamped below. I highly suggest that you check that out because it's going to tell you what's going to be covered and the format it will be covered in. So to get started, we are going to start by looking at your current energy, and this is supposed to help you confirm if this is your pile or not. So if this doesn't sound like what you are currently going through, try choosing a different pile, or it could just be that there's no message for you in this reading, which is okay, but let's get started here. So we have the sixth chakra with Archangel Metatron. We also have Goddess of the Moon. Okay, pile number 2, you are going through some spiritual, either a spiritual awakening or you are really focused on your spiritual journey at this time. And then we have Blossoming Abundance. Okay, pile number 2, let's talk about your current energy. So I think if you chose this pile, you are in a place where you are locked in your spiritual journey. Some of you have been focused on your spirituality, spiritual practices, spiritual healing, healing in general. This feels to me like a group where you are so focused on yourself and how to be the best version of yourself. And I think for some of you, you have also been doing a lot of manifestation work. This could be through candles, this could be through journaling, this could be through affirmations. There's a lot of manifesting that is going on here for my pile number 2s. And I'll also say, I do think that you are in a place, pile number 2, where things are feeling good, things are flowing, like you have an idea of what it is that you want to achieve, of what it is that you want to manifest, but you're also doing so from a place of abundance, not from a place of lack. So if you chose pile number 2, I think that overall life is going well. Overall, you have your eye on the target, and it's more about how you want to manifest going forward than it is about you manifesting from a place of like, this is what I need and I don't have what I need. So there's definitely not really a lack mentality or a stagnant energy for my pile number 2s. It's quite the opposite. It feels like this is a very auspicious time if you chose this pile. I also think that if you chose this pile, you are in a place where you've been doing a lot of emotional healing. You've been doing a lot of checking in with yourself. You've been like showing up for yourself in a way that feels very almost very true to who you are as a person. Like, I feel like my pile number 2s are just showing up and saying, this is what I need, and I am going to be everything that I am and everything that I need to be for myself. I will also say I do think that this is a pile where it could be that you've been working on inner child healing. For some of you, it could be that you work with children or that you are a parent yourself. That's coming through. I'm getting a lot of like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, heavy on the Cancer, heavy on the Pisces. For some of you, it could be that you have a Chiron in Cancer or Pisces. It could be Scorpio as well, but I'm kind of getting more heavy Cancer, Pisces energy through this group. I also think that this is a group where you've been manifesting so intentionally that this feels like a very magical time in your life. You are getting exactly what it is that you want, and I think that you're getting it in real time. It almost feels like your manifestation timeline for my pile number 2s is really moving quickly. It's really moving. It's making a lot of progress for you. And I think that some of you may even be a little bit surprised at how fast you are currently manifesting things and how quickly you are seeing the turnaround for what you are asking for. I will also say, I do think that this is a group where you have recently gone through some sort of spiritual awakening or dark night of the soul, and you're coming out on the other side of this dark night of the soul. I think for some of you, only take this if it resonates. Some of you may be coming in from pile number one, and pile number one was maybe a recent past for you, or pile number one is where you are at and you were also drawn to this pile, and this is kind of what comes next as far as current energy. Only take that if it resonates, because there is a little bit of that message coming through, but I don't think it's going to be for the grand majority. So keep that in mind. I will also say pile number two, I do think that this is a time where you are having either dreams or visions of what is to come. That is coming through very loudly, very clearly here as well. So pile number two, definitely pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to daydreams, pay attention to any information. Your intuition is especially on point. I do think that your internal compass at this point for my pile number twos is loud and clear. I also think that for this group, you have been experiencing more spirit guides coming through, more spiritual assistance coming in for you. If that's the case, this is a good time to manifest not only in your love life, but outside of your love life as well. I'm also seeing lavender and rose coming through. That could be essential oils, that could be the actual flowers, that could be working with those energies in some way. I'm seeing rose quartz and amethyst as well as selenite. So those are coming through for my pile number twos, and I'm being shown a pink butterfly, which I don't think pink butterflies exist in nature, but for some reason I am being shown of it like a bright pink butterfly. So I don't know if that has any meaning to anyone, so keep that in mind. But pile number two, let's talk about what you are releasing in order to welcome in this opportunity. So we are going to be using the Light Seer's Tarot deck, and let's ask, what are my pile number twos releasing? That was a terrible shuffle. We're going to shuffle the other way. What are my pile number twos releasing in order to welcome in this new love opportunity? What are my pile number twos releasing in order to welcome in this new opportunity? Some of you are releasing it's almost like you are, what I'm seeing is you are emerging as the butterfly. That's very beautiful. So we also see the King of Wands. I think some of you are releasing expectations, right? Some of you are becoming more confident. Some of you are becoming not only more confident, but more comfortable within your own skin. That's also coming through here. We see the Three of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Six of Swords. Yeah, you're transitioning away from what was and transitioning into what is. You're also releasing drama, chaos, and anything that is toxic. My pile number twos, you are not going to be putting up with anything, anyone, whether it's a person, a situation, a circumstance, an idea. You are not dealing with anything that is not going to bring you peace and harmony. I think that that is a very clear set boundary that you have put out for yourself. I think that if you have experienced connections where there was drama, there was a lot of back and forth, maybe there was even some toxic cycles, I think that you are going into this next chapter, into this next opportunity, knowing for a fact that you are not going to entertain anything that is not in your highest and greatest good. I also think for my pile number twos, we are seeing this Three of Cups being here, and the Three of Cups can absolutely speak to, you know, friendships and connections and community and, you know, soul contracts. For some of you, you are releasing a very specific soul contract. And if you are releasing a soul contract, it's because you now know and understand that that person, that contract was not in your highest and greatest good, and that you have to close that chapter out. And I think what's beautiful about this is I don't feel any like resentment. I don't feel any anything heavy associated with this. It almost feels like I am going to love you from afar. I wish you the best. I hope you figure out your stuff because I'm going to figure myself out. I think what's most important for my pile number twos is that you are no longer holding space for energy that is below the energy that you want to exist within. Because remember, whenever we are connecting with someone, whether it's a person, a situation, circumstance, environment, it's easier to be weighed down than it is to uplift, right? So I think that you have decided that you are not going to get weighed down by anything that is not in your highest and greatest good. And I also think that what you are releasing is you will no longer entertain miscommunication or lack of communication in your life, whether it's in platonic or romantic relationships. So this feels like someone who is coming in knowing exactly what they want and not holding space for anything that is not within that vibration. I do think that my pile number twos are in a place where the vibe is everything, and you are making sure that the vibe is what it needs to be. And you're willing to do what it needs to, what it takes to make sure that your own energy is protected. I also think that someone here, this is not going to resonate for everyone, but someone here may have walked away from a love triangle. You have chosen yourself. You have chosen to do what is right for you. There could also be the energy of somebody who was stringing you along and you said, no more, I'm not putting up with that. I am going to walk away. I am going to do what's best for me. And I think that you're in a place where you are putting to practice your ideas and your desires. So this is the energy of someone who is saying, this is what I want in life. And in order to get this, this is what I have to do. So you are putting your words into action. You are putting your ideas into action. And I think that for a little bit, pile number two, you may have been in like the planning stages. You are now in a place where you're taking action. So I think some of you are putting yourselves out there. You are dating. You are getting to know people. You are being more active than what you have been in the past. And I think that that is a part of this experience and a part of this journey where you are at, where it's, I'm not only going to think about the things, I'm not only going to desire the things, but I am going to fully go and do the thing, right? Like I'm going to put myself out there. So I love this energy for you. But let's talk about who's coming in for you. Who is this person? So we are going to talk about who this person is that is most likely to enter your life next. And we have the Nightingale. We have the Peacock. And we have the circus performer, agile and entertaining, balanced. Will you walk his tightrope of love? And these cards are from a archetype deck, and they kind of give a little bit of both. Like they give a little bit of the light attributes and the shadow attributes. But we are going to talk about who this person is as a whole. So first things first, I do like to mention the zodiac signs that are coming up because I do know some of you really enjoy that. But with the Nightingale, we see that air element up here, and we see it with the Peacock as well. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, very heavily represented here for this group. It doesn't necessarily mean that your person has to be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It could just be that they have air energy that they operate under or that they kind of come across. But for some of you, this person will be an air sign, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So let's talk about who this person is. So I think one thing about your person, and I'm going to call this person the Nightingale, is that this is someone who is not afraid to speak up. This is someone who is not afraid to share their opinions, to share their beliefs. This feels like somebody who is outgoing, outspoken. This feels like someone who has very clear opinions about topics and subjects. And this is someone who is quite willing to stand on those beliefs, those opinions, and those values that they hold. I will also say for some of you, this person really enjoys like debating, or it could be someone who is like a lawyer or someone who is a mediator of some sort. That's coming through. This person could work in law as well, but this is someone who is not afraid to use their voice. For some of you, this person could very well be an artist as well. Like maybe this person sings or has a very beautiful singing and or speaking voice. That's also coming through here. And I will say this is someone who's not afraid to speak their mind, but this person is kind. This is somebody who is also very honest. Like they're not going to say things to hurt or with the intent of hurting someone else, but they are going to make sure that they are speaking their mind, and they are not the type of person who is going to lie. I don't want to say that they're not going to sugarcoat, because I do feel like this is somebody who has a lot of tact and knows how to deliver their message in a way that is well received. But I don't think that this is somebody who's going to be so blunt to the point where they're saying things that are unkind. They do have a very thoughtful demeanor. They are somebody who is going to be very kind in their delivery of the truth. This is somebody who is very confident. This is someone who is very compassionate. This is someone who is very open-minded. And I think that one thing that this Nightingale person really values and really likes to have in a partner and in the people around them is people who are open-minded, people who are willing to take in new information and take that new information into consideration and possibly even, change their mind in some way if it so fits the situation. This is also someone who is very much, I think this person can be a little bit shy at times or a little bit more reserved. I would not be surprised if this person is a bit more of an introvert, but I do think that this is somebody who is very fun to be around. That's coming through. This person's Mercury. They have very good Mercury Gemini energy. They're very good at communicating. They're very good at expressing themselves. And I do think that even though this person is a bit more of an introvert for most of you, this is someone who is very good at, making conversation and keeping up with conversations, though I do not think this person enjoys small talk as much. I think this is somebody who likes to go deep when they are really expressing themselves and when they are getting to know someone. This person has a very strong sacral chakra, so I do think that there's a lot of passion here. I do think that this is someone who really enjoys physical touch and spending time with their partner. This is not an 18 plus reading, but I do think that this is somebody who really likes to connect and in a very intimate way, not only physically, but mentally, emotionally as well. That's coming through. I do think your person, because we have the peacock here, I do think that this is somebody who is very physically attractive, but I don't think they realize how good looking they are. This is not somebody who is conceited. This is not somebody who's leading only with looks or with superficiality. That's coming through here. For some of you, this person really enjoys cooking, really enjoys going out for a good meal. This is somebody that is a little bit of a foodie for some of you. This is someone who does not like to hold a grudge, who does not like to hold resentment. So this person is going to clear the air. So if there's anything that needs to be discussed, if there's anything that needs to be talked through, this person is going to make sure that they bring it up pretty soon, pretty quickly after the disagreement. They do not like to hold on to resentments, but they can hold a grudge. I have to say that because it's coming through. This is someone who does keep active. That's also coming through. I almost think that your person, pile number 2, they stand out even though they would prefer not to. There's something about them that does draw attention to them. And I think for some of you, it's because they are very attractive. Again, I don't think they're aware of how attractive they are, or I don't think that they lean into that part of them as much. Let's take a look at how are you going to meet, how are you going to connect with this person. For my pile number 2s, how are my pile number 2s going to connect, meet this nightingale person? How will they meet? How will they connect? Tell me more. What's going on here? Bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Cups. For some of you, this is going to be a soulmate. There is a level of like fate playing a part into this as well, with the 2 of Cups being here. It almost feels like the red string, where you kind of, if you've heard of the red string, where it's like, you know, 2 people have this red string that kind of ties them together and it eventually brings them together. That's coming up as well. Let's take a look here. We have the 9 of Pentacles. And we have the Temperance card. There's an element of this that is going to be a little bit when you least expect it. Some of you will be meeting this person through work, whether it's your workplace or their workplace. It almost feels like you kind of run into each other through work, or it's at a work event. That's coming through here as well. With the Temperance card, this is really saying, especially combined with this 2 of Cups, you don't have to overly concern yourself about making sure that this happens or trying to force this into happening, because there is an element of this that you're going to kind of cross paths as you are meant to. It could be for some of you at an outdoor event. It could be at a concert. It could be maybe like a farmer's market. That's coming through with the 9 of Pentacles. For some of you, it could be at like a bank, or you're doing something for your day-to-day life is what's coming through. This is kind of like you going through day-to-day life and you run across one another. But I do think for some of you, there really is an element of like, it's either their workplace or your workplace, and you run across each other in that way, or you are both somewhere for work. I don't necessarily think that this is a coworker for most of you, or somebody that you work with. It just kind of feels like through work, you cross paths with one another. Yeah, look at that, the Ace of Pentacles. This is giving like day to day, and you, when you least expect it, boom, you run into each other. Now, pile number 2, I did pick some timing cards for pile number 1, so I'm going to do that for you as well. I'm going to ask for just any significant timeline or anything, any dates that you need to be aware of for my pile number 2s. As far as my pile number 2s meeting the Nightingale, any specific timeline, any specific dates, anything that wants to come through. Bottom of the deck, 5, you decide for yourself, 5 days or 5 weeks. That could be very, very soon, actually. And then we have 3, it will work out soon, 3 days, 3 weeks. And we have, okay, so we have 3, 4, 5. The number 4 with Wednesday, make up a balance, be entirely realistic. For some of you, 3 to 5 days or 3 to 5 weeks, you are going to meet this person. One thing that I think is important is just show up and live your life and do what needs to be done. You don't have to overly plan this. You don't have to like be the one to orchestrate this. Remember, I said at the beginning for this group, which actually makes sense now, I think for this group, you are in a place where you are manifesting at a quick timeline, quick turnaround time. I think this proves it. Pile number 2, decide that this is what you want and allow it to come in. You have kind of cracked the code to manifesting pile number 2. And I think 3 to 5 days to 3 to 5 weeks for this group. Come back and let me know. Pile number 2, if you meet someone, come back and let me know. That's all I ask for. But this is exciting. So let's take a look at what is the energy in the connection. So we're going to look at chemistry, emotional bonds, intensity, anything and everything that wants to come through about the energy that is possible in this connection. For my pile number 2s, tell me more about the energy in this connection. What is the energy in this connection like? What can my pile number 2s expect? Bottom of the deck, Justice card. This is what you've been asking for. This is what you've been working towards. This is something that you, or someone as well, right? The connection and the person is something, someone that you have earned through your hard work. You have cleared karmic debt, and this is what you are getting in return. Let's take a look. Pile number 2, we have the 3 of Swords. Now, this is interesting. Let's keep seeing. 3 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. So this is very interesting because I think that the 3 of Swords is you moving on from not having what you want in your love life and you moving towards something better. Because we see the 3 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords is heartbreak, betrayal, it's grief, it's sadness. It's not the happiest of cards, right? As a matter of fact, I would say the 3 of Swords is one of the hardest cards as far as energy to deal with in tarot. But then we have the 3 of Wands, which is all about waiting for, expecting the best, manifesting the best. And the 7 of Wands is kind of being grounded and protecting yourself while also knowing that you are protected, that no one and nothing is going to get to you. I do want to clarify this 3 of Swords, if I'm being honest, because before I speak on this, I want to clarify which way this is going. Because I'm not going to lie to you, pile number 2. Clarify this 3 of Swords. I'm actually going to clarify each card. Clarify the 3 of Swords for me. Clarify the 3 of Wands for me. I want to see what's going on here. And clarify the 7 of Wands for me. All right, let's see pile number 2. Bottom of the deck now, the Ace of Cups. To clarify the 3 of Swords, we have the King of Swords. Clarifying the 3 of Wands, we have Strength. And clarifying the 7 of Wands, we have the 8 of Wands. Okay, so pile number 2, this Nightingale person. I think one of the things that you need to know as far as the energy and the connection is that this is going to be one of those things that it's going to be what you both make of it. I think that one of the opportunities that is here for you in this connection is to meet someone who is fully present, who is fully available, and who is going to speak their truth. I think that for my pile number 2s, this is the type of person that you need to connect with at this time. I also think it's important for you to go into this connection without having expectations, meaning that yes, it's okay to want something long term. Yes, it's okay to want a good time. But I think it's especially important in this specific connection and where you are at in your life to go into this experience with just being present in the present moment is what's coming through here. I also think that this is a connection where the both of you are going to be able to really connect quite honestly with one another and really be fully present. And I think that this connection has the potential for long term for many of you, as long as you both go into this knowing that you are going to be honest and knowing that you're going to speak your truth and enjoying it for what it is in the moment. So I do think for some of my pile number 2s, you may be manifesting like a future spouse, and that is something beautiful. That is something that you are manifesting and that you will receive. But there is a message from the universe coming in here. Don't go into this looking at tomorrow. Go into this looking at the present day and allow it to unfold in a very natural and organic type of way. We see the Ace of Cups. This is you loving yourself. This is you filling your own cup. And I think that this is a relationship where the both of you are going to be able to not only keep your independence, but to honor each other and allow each other to have that sense of self within the connection. And I think that this is a relationship that for it to have the best possible outcome, it's important for both of you to give each other the opportunity and the right to be independent from one another. So, yes, let's plan dates, let's hang out, let's spend time together, let's get to know each other, but let's not pressure each other to the point where on date 1 or date 3 there is a envisioning of like the wedding and the kids and retiring together. So I think that is what's coming through here about keeping yourselves grounded and centered and enjoying it for what it is, and also being mindful not to speed this up too much or try to get this kind of going too fast, if you will. Let's take a look at any challenges or growth as a result of this connection. Any challenges or growth. For my pile number 2s, any challenges or growth? Any challenges or growth? Bottom of the deck, we see that Ace of Cups there again. We also see the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Wands. For some of you, if I'm being completely honest, this may not be like the love of your life or the person that you marry. I do think that this can be a significant connection or a stepping stone. For others of you, this could be someone that you build a lifelong connection relationship to. But keep in mind, I do think for some of you, this is more of a transitional relationship that is going to show you more about what you want, what you desire, what you don't want, and what you don't desire. But what I think is going to be very beautiful and very important about this relationship as far as your journey goes is that this is going to be a relationship where you are going to be able to voice your needs, your desires, and you are going to be with someone who is open to listening to and making adjustments as necessary. This feels like the type of relationship where where you're going to be able to express your emotions and have someone who is going to listen to you, and you are going to really truly understand one another. And there's going to be that effort of I want to understand you and they want to understand you in return, right? Like that give and take is there. I do think that this is a relationship that for some of you is going to teach you more about what is it truly that I want in the long term. And I do think, I will say, pile number 2, if this person is not like the future spouse or the life partner that you are looking for, I think this is the person that comes right before them. So for some of you, if I'm being completely honest, I think you may kind of date this person for a little bit of a shorter time. If there is a parting here, I don't feel there's anything dramatic or anything, like any betrayals. It feels more of like, we are just not meant to be, or we are different people, or we are looking for different things. This could be someone that turns into a friend, or just someone that is a part of your journey, but not necessarily the one. Now, I do think for a few of you, this person does have potential to be the one, depending on how you go about this. But regardless, I think what is going to be very wonderful here is that you are going to be in a connection where you're not going to lose yourself in that connection, and you're going to have someone who is going to be very receptive about what you need and what you want, and they are going to work with you. You are going to work with each other through this process. I'm very curious. Let's take a look at the outcome and the advice here. For my pile number 2s, what is the outcome? What is the advice for my pile number 2s? Outcome and or advice for my pile number 2s. Bottom of the deck, we have the Sun card. Pile number 2, regardless of the outcome, what you need to know is that this is going to be a very good experience for you. That's coming through here. Like, this is going to be an experience that not only you are going to grow from, but I think you will enjoy regardless of the outcome. Justice card. This one has not been decided. The Six of Wands and the Queen of Swords. For some of you, this does have the potential to be a long-lasting partnership. For others of you, again, this is going to be transitional. What's important here is to know that there is no predetermined outcome to this. There is your free will and the free will of this nightingale person. And whatever happens here is going to be up to the two of you. So I think that there's a lot of power and a lot of beauty that is associated with that. So keep that in mind. Regardless, this is going to be a very good experience, and an experience that you are going to benefit from, pile number 2. Regardless of how long this lasts, this is an experience that you are going to gain a lot from in the long run. Just know that. And again, I'm not picking up on any drama. I'm not picking up on any toxicity here. It just feels like if this is a partnership that is not like a future spouse or a lifelong partner, it just kind of ends because you both realize that you are not compatible with what you are looking for, or maybe that there may be something better out there. So keep that in mind. But I do think that you are going to learn a lot about yourself and your relationship to love and what you want and what you don't want through this relationship, whether it's like a life partner or whether it's something that's shorter term. Keep that in mind. Let's see what else we have here. So we have chemistry. The attraction you feel is mutual. There is a lot of chemistry between you and this person. True love. This love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. So for some of you, this absolutely could be somebody that you spend the rest of your life with. Regardless, I do think that there is true love here, true respect, and true desire for one another. And then, see, look at this. We have the marriage card. This relationship is moving toward a sacred union. For some of you, this is the person that you end up with. This is the person that you marry. So keep in mind, I think the biggest thing that keeps coming through for me is don't go in with the end goal in mind. Be fully present and work through things as they come along. And like be fully present without thinking about like this is, you know, we have to plan our wedding or this is how this has to go. Be open to the outcome. Be open to the experience. We also have, we have the peacock twice. This one says, beware of great pride. Yeah, so, you know, talk things out. If something is bothering you, say it. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to discuss things with your partner. And I think for the both of you, being able to come together and say, like, let's talk this out, and being forgiving and being open to forgiving your person. We also have the butterfly, a change for the better. Yeah, so this connection is definitely going to be a change for the better, regardless of outcome. We also have elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. That's what I'm saying. You're going to gain wisdom from this connection, regardless of the outcome. We also have happiness, a lot of joy through this relationship. And that's why it's so important to be present in the relationship itself and not spend so much time outside of it overthinking or thinking into the future. And then we have September. So the month of September can be very significant here. Keep that in mind. As I'm recording this, it is the beginning of July 2026, but this is a timeless reading. So September could be important here. Let's take a look at our affirmators. So it says tact. I speak and act with care, remembering that impulsive words or a harsh tone can sometimes hurt others. If it feels like I'm walking on eggshells, I'll remind myself that those eggshells might actually be a shop full of china, and I might actually be a bull. Then I remind myself to stop mixing metaphors. And I said this about your person, pile number 2. This is somebody who has a lot of tact. This is somebody who knows how to speak with someone, how to communicate effectively. We also have appreciation. I appreciate the unique ways other people show their love, rather than compare their ways with my ways. Then I appreciate myself for maturely putting up with people who can't seem to show love the normal, obvious, universally accepted way. Good job, both of us. So I do think that this is a connection where keeping an open mind could be very helpful, because it could be that at first your styles are a little bit different. But again, there is a lot of like open communication here that if you both put your best foot forward, you are going to bridge the gap. Then we have curiosity. Meeting new people, I remember what a treasure trove of opinions, interests, and stories they are. but these treasures will only be unlocked if I embrace my curiosity. So I'll be curious and you be interesting. Deal? Yeah, this Nightingale person is very different from the people that you have dealt with. And I think at first, for some of you, that may feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's in a good way. And I think that if you lean into that discomfort, you're really going to like what you can build with this person. But pile number 2, your affirmation for this week: I approach love with curiosity. Claim it in the comments below. I approach love with curiosity. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Hype the video up if you want to, if you feel like it's worth it. I would appreciate it. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading if you were drawn to the Lover's card, and this is from the Ever After Spell tarot deck, and this is a new deck to me. This is going to be my first time using it. I am so excited. And that has Jasmine, Princess Jasmine, and Aladdin. So I'm going to put that right over there. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, at the beginning of the video of the reading, I did do a reading breakdown that is going to be timestamped below. It's going to tell you what's going to be covered and the format it's going to be covered in. So I highly, highly suggest that you check that out. So to get started, we are going to look at your current energy. So this portion of the video is meant to help you decipher if this is the right pile for you. So if this sounds like what you are currently going through, stick around. If for whatever reason this doesn't sound like your current situation, try choosing a different pile, or it could just be that this specific reading doesn't have a message for you, which is okay. But let's see what we have here. So we have walking away. Okay, interesting. We also have woman holding a coin, and we have door to personal healing and happiness. Pile number 3, what did you recently walk away from? What have you walked away from? Some of you have been focused on finances. Some of you have been focused on yourself. I do think for my pile number 3s, as far as current energy with this group of cards that we have here, I think that you have been focused on yourself. This is like a group that I don't think you've been dating. I don't think that you've been putting yourself out there. I think that you have been focused on the bag. I think that you have been focused on your personal journey, on your personal healing. That's what's coming through here for me. I also think that this is a time in your life where you are really reconnecting with yourself. For some of you, it could be that you have recently ended a long-term relationship, connection, or situationship. Or it could be that you are still processing some sort of ending in your life. I do feel for this group, there is more of an energy where it feels like this would have been you walking away from a relationship, but it could be you walking away from a specific cycle or chapter in your life. For someone here, it could even be that you walked away from a career or job and you are restarting in that area. But for my pile number 3s, it feels like this is a time where you are super focused on your ambitions. You are super focused on what it is that you desire to manifest. For some of you, it does feel like you've been working really hard on finances and career, and that is an area of your life that is going really well at this time. And if that's the case, it's because you've put a lot of sacrifices into kind of your career and finances. For someone here, you may have recently bought your own home, or there may be a move that is up and coming. I'm also seeing for someone in my pile number 3, maybe it's that you recently relocated, or you will be very soon relocating elsewhere. But for this group, the vibe is you are choosing yourself and you are putting yourself above everything else. I will also say, For my pile number threes, this is a time where there's new beginnings entering your life. You are closing out old cycles, old chapters. For some of you, you have had to set boundaries with people in your life, and this could have been romantic situations, but it also for some of you could be something that isn't romantic, maybe like a platonic or a family relationship, or it could just be you putting more boundaries with where you are investing your time and energy. It feels like my pile number threes, for someone here, you have stood up for yourself and you have said enough is enough, and you are standing up for your well-being. I also think that this is a group where you have been doing what you need to do for yourself to the point where you may be a little bit kind of out of touch when it comes to like your friends and family. For some of you, you're kind of like in this hermit or introverted energy where you've been really just focused on yourself and kind of spending time with yourself. Some of you could have been like in therapy, seeing a therapist, and you've been really focused on that. But I am seeing that over the last few months, for some of you, maybe even a year or two, you have been really focused on doing what you need to do for yourself. And I do think that you are seeing the fruits of your labor at this point in time. For my pile number three, some of you are healers. Some of you could work in the medical field. This could also be you being a healer and doing a lot of spiritual healing. Someone here is an alchemist that is coming through, and you have been transforming energy in your life. You've been releasing a lot of what no longer serves. For my pile number threes, you are receiving a lot of guidance at this time from the universe, from your spirit guides, from your angels. Pile number three, a big priority for you at this time is peace. A big priority at this time is feeling like you are exactly where you belong and feeling at ease in your life. The number 6 is very important for this group. That's coming through. And I think you are getting to a point where you are going to be prioritizing connections. This is a very spiritual group as well. Some of you could be tarot readers. You could be into astrology. You could have a very established spiritual practice. Some of you have been discovering your spirituality and what works for you at this point in time when it comes to your spiritual energy. This is a group where you have a strong connection to animals. You have a strong connection to spirit animals as well. But this could be a group where you may have pets, like you may have a pet, dog, cat. I'm seeing a bunny, maybe even like a little bird. I'm seeing like maybe like a canary bird type of situation. For my pile number 3, some of you have familiars when it comes to your pets. It's a familiar, not necessarily just a pet, but a spiritual helper that has been sent to help you. I'm seeing an hourglass. You've been waiting for something. Something is coming in that you've been waiting for, and I don't think this has to do just with love. There's something else. I'm seeing an hourglass. It's turning in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune is also turning in your favor, pile number 3. Very interesting. There's a lot of messages that are trying to come in for my pile number 3s that have really, I don't want to say nothing to do with love, but that are coming in addition to the love messages. Pile number 3, look at where your Mars is at in your chart. Also look at your Chiron in your chart. There may be some transits happening. I do think that Pisces energy is coming in very strongly here. Sagittarius energy. I'm seeing a little bit of Scorpio. Virgo energy coming through. All right, pile number 3, let's take a look at what are you releasing in order to welcome in this opportunity. What are my pile number 3s releasing in order to welcome in this new opportunity in love? What are my pile number 3s releasing in order to welcome in this new opportunity? Pile number 3, if you have an altar, having purple flowers in your altar. I'm also seeing pink and purple. That could be very, very healing, very, very auspicious. It could bring in some blessings. Some of you have ancestors that are working with you at this point in time. But Spirit, what are my pile number 3s releasing in order to welcome in opportunities? Someone here had a dream recently, and that dream had a message. You are doubting yourself. Trust in it. I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of messages coming through, and I'm trying to deliver them all. So we have the Strength card as to what's being released here. We also have the Emperor, and I love this deck so much. We have the Queen of Wands, and we have the Knight of Cups. Some of you are releasing a person, a past relationship, a past connection. What you are doing, pile number 3, is choosing yourself, choosing what is right for you. And through that choice is how you are manifesting this next opportunity in love. The right thing for my pile number 3s is to choose yourself. Do not feel guilty. Do not feel like you are being selfish. You are not. You are doing exactly what you are meant to be doing at this time. I also think that my pile number 3s, you are releasing a lot of self-doubt. That is coming through here. I think any level of self-doubt that you've had, you are releasing that, and it's bringing in more confidence. It's bringing in more trust, and it's allowing your intuition to step forward, because part of what you've been working on, pile number 3, is learning to trust your intuition and learning to be more comfortable in your divinity, in your divine energy. That's coming through. That's very powerful. I also think that for some, this isn't going to be for everyone, so only take it if it resonates. But for some of my pile number 3s, there was almost this energy of like self-destructiveness that you went through at some point in the past. And I think for some of you, it was recent past, where you are now clearing that energy, and it's allowing you to receive the blessings that are meant for you. You're also releasing stagnancy. You are being less rigid in your approach, and you are being more open to the guidance that's coming in. And I think that for my pile number 3s, a lot of the information, a lot of the guidance that's coming in is you trusting your gut. You allowing yourself to hear what the messages are coming in, and you trusting what you are receiving, because you are worthy of that trust and you can trust yourself. You are way more intuitive and way more tuned in than you sometimes give yourself credit for. I also think that my pile number 3s are releasing this need to be in control and this need to know how everything is going to unfold. That's coming through loudly and very clearly here. You are in a place where you are going to be more open to taking a risk, especially when it comes to your heart space and when it comes to opening your heart to possibility. That's coming through here as well. Again, pile number 3, you are building yourself up brick by brick. You are building up your foundations. You are building up your sense of self, your sense of confidence. And I also think that for my pile number 3s, you are more willing to follow your passions, to follow your desires, to follow your inner compass. And I think for my pile number 3s, a lot of the healing that has been happening, a lot of the clearings that has been happening has allowed you to be able to tune in and figure out where is that inner compass leading you to. I'm seeing that you are at the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That is what you are getting to at this time after a very hard cycle in your life. I'm hearing 6 to 12. So that could have been 6 to 12 months of you being in a very tough cycle for some of you. Take that as it resonates. But what you are releasing is you are kind of allowing yourself to be open, to wish for the best, to hope for the best. That's coming through here. And you are no longer missing the signs. You are no longer missing the information. You are no longer ignoring your intuition. Some of you got rid of somebody who had very much player vibes, somebody who was saying one thing and doing another thing, or someone who was stringing you along. That may have been what some of you walked away from, and you are moving towards picking from a place of wisdom and from a place of trusting your own heart, your own inner compass. That's coming through here as well. There was a lot of disappointment here that you walked away from, and you walking away from that disappointment, from that sense of like heartbreak, or from that sense of like just dealing with someone who was not who they said they were. That is what's leading you to this next person. That is what's leading you to where you want to be, and to the person that we're going to talk about next. And let's actually take a look at who is this person. All right, pile number 3, we have the black egg. We also have the elk. And we have the farmer, hardworking and grounded, up with the roosters, asleep before prime time. All right, you got a hard worker coming in. So pile number 3, let's talk about the zodiac signs, because I do know that you guys love when I do that. Now, in this card, we see the element of spirit. So that means all 12 zodiac signs are represented. But with the elk, we do see the element of earth up there, and that is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So it could be that your person has a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. It doesn't have to be the case, but I do like to mention it just because I do know some of you do enjoy that aspect of the reading. But keep in mind, it is a general reading, so be open and keep an open mind. So pile number 3, let's talk about the black egg first, because I think that that's kind of what's coming out first here. So this person is someone who is very authentic. This is someone who is going to be honest. This is someone who has a lot of integrity, and somebody who knows themselves quite well. This is somebody who is self-aware. They know who they are. They know who they want to be. They know what path they are on. This is not someone who's going to be playing games. This is someone who is very clear with who they are. And I do feel like this is somebody who is very stable. We have the black egg, we have the elk, and we have the farmer. This is someone who is very stable. This is somebody who is very reliable. This is someone who is very sturdy, very stoic even. I do think that this is the type of person who is going to say exactly what they mean, and they're going to mean exactly what they say. I do think that your person is also someone who really doesn't enjoy gossip or drama. Like, I feel like this person really rejects that, actually, and that they like to have a very calm and grounded life. This is not somebody who likes to kind of participate in drama or even hear about it. I do think that your person is someone who is very much a very stand-up type of person. Like, they are going to stand on who they are. And this isn't somebody who's going to talk about someone behind their back. I think, on the contrary, this is somebody who is, even when no one is looking, they are going to do the right thing. This is also somebody who is very resilient, very headstrong. This is someone who is very kind, very supportive, very loving, very consistent. The elk is the archetype of the father in this deck. And I do think that this person has that very much has that energy. Where they are very protective, they are very caring, they are very reliable. I also think that this is somebody who is very hardworking. I do think for some of you, this person could be a little bit of a workaholic, but I'm not getting that for everyone. But I do think that this person is a little bit more of a morning bird than a night owl. That's coming through here as well. I also think that this is someone who doesn't take shortcuts, right? This is somebody who has very clearly defined goals and they're going to go about it in a very clear way. So instead of taking a shortcut, they're going to make sure that they have a plan and they are going to follow that plan. That's coming through here. I do think that this person knows how to have a good time, but this is not the type of person that you're going to find at like a bar or a club. I do think that this is somebody who enjoys more I feel like this person has more hobbies and like they're not the type to be in that type of environment. That's not to say if there's like a party that they're invited to that they would be boring or not have a good time, because I do think that they do know how to have a very good time. But I think that this is somebody who is like a pillar in the community or in their circle at the very least. Like this person has people who look up to them, who admire them. That's coming through here as well. And I will say, this is someone who is very upfront about their intentions, about what they want, about what they desire. This person works a lot with Saturn energy that's coming through. So this is someone that, as long as they do what they're supposed to do, they are going to get a lot of abundance in their life. And I would not be surprised if this is somebody that has a lot of financial abundance at their disposal because of their work ethic. This person is a great friend, a great lover, a great parent, a great son or daughter. That's coming through as well. I do think this person really enjoys spending time in nature as well. And this person, regardless of their gender, this is somebody who really operates from the divine masculine. That's coming through. And I do think that this is somebody who is in touch with their divine feminine as well. Like this feels like a very balanced person, but they feel most comfortable in their divine masculine energy. So how are you going to meet and or connect with this person? For my pile number threes, how are my pile number threes going to meet, connect with this black egg person? How are they going to meet, connect with the black egg person? Bottom of the deck, what do we have? The Eight of Wands. There's something a little bit unexpected about this. Let's take a look at what we have here. We also have the star. It's written in the stars that you two are going to meet. The Nine of Wands and the Judgment. Pile number three, this is one of those meetings where it's the universe conspiring to bring you two together. I do believe, pile number three, that you have a soul contract with this person, that you are meant to meet and connect with one another. It does feel like how you meet is a little bit of like a chance meeting. It almost feels like, you know, in a rom-com where the two people just happen to like bump into each other, or they happen to be at the same time, at the same place, and it's like completely by chance, and otherwise they would have never met. It's giving a little bit of that. And as I'm filming this, it's the beginning of July 2026. This is timeless, but as I'm filming this, I recently watched Voicemails for Isabel, or to Isabel. I forgot what the word there is, on Netflix. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting, where it's like you kind of meet through like crazy circumstances, or like just by chance you kind of run into each other. If anyone else has watched the movie, let me know what you think. I actually really enjoyed it. We need more of that, in my opinion. But anyways, I do think there is a lot of like by chance, being at the right place at the right time coming through here. With the Queen of Cups, follow your intuition, because you are going to be led to one another. You are going to be led to the right place at the right time. The Star card is saying miracles do happen. Trust and believe that this is going to happen in the way that it's supposed to. And the Nine of Wands is saying, do not give up. Do not tell yourself that this is not going to happen for you, because that's not true. And Judgment is saying, again, this is a soul contract. That is coming through loud and clear. Now, for the other two piles, I did this, so I'm going to do it for this pile as well. I'm going to pick some timing cards. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to be shared as far as timing. For my pile number 3s, tell me more. Anything about the timing or the timeline here? For my pile number 3s, I always have to cut the deck at least twice for this one. That feels better. For my pile number 3s, tell me more about the timeline. Any timing? Ooh, okay. Everybody else got 2. You got 3. Bottom of the deck, we have the number 3. It will work out soon. 3 days, 3 weeks. For some of you, this is way sooner than what you think. We also have 2. It is progressing well now. 2 days, 2 weeks. We have 7 with Saturday. Search for joy, stay agile. And we have Friday with the number 6. Finalize something, just let go. This is one of those pile number 3s where it's just trust and believe. Now we do have 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, 2 weeks, 3 days, 3 weeks. So for some of you, this could happen as soon as like over the next 2 to 3 days to 2 to 3 weeks. I do think 2 to 3 months for others of you. I'm not getting years for this group because I think that this is closer than what you think. And I think that the best thing that you can do is just kind of live your life and show up. And again, don't lose faith. Do not give up. This is a card. The 9 of Wands is here. It's saying keep going, keep pushing forward. Allow yourself to be present and to follow your own intuition, your own inner compass. So what is the energy of this connection or in this connection? When it comes to the energy, this could be the chemistry, the dynamics, the emotional bond, the intensity of this connection. I'm going to cut the deck one more time. Pile number 3, this is a very new deck, and shuffling it is still very hard. But I love it. I have to say, the artwork is lovely. All right, for my pile number 3s, tell me more. What's the energy in this connection? What's the energy for these two? You know what? I'll take it. Bottom of the deck, we have Strength card again, and that is Snow White, and I believe that is the... Oh my god, I cannot think. Snow White, and this is the guy that was sent to end her, and I cannot think of the name. We also have the Ace of Cups. We have the Devil card with the beautiful Maleficent. We have 4 of Pentacles with Sleeping Beauty, and we have the Ace of Wands. I love this. The energy of this connection is one where you can trust each other. You can trust the person that you're with. I do think there is a softness to this connection. I think that there is an emotional availability and an emotional care in this connection where you are going to feel taken care of, where you are going to feel protected. You are going to feel like you are able to have whatever emotion comes up for you. Now, the Devil card is here, so there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of chemistry, especially when we talk about the physical aspects. I do think that this is a connection where both of you are very much into one another. Both of you are very much attracted to one another. We also see the 4 of Pentacles. This is a connection that can be very stable, very long lasting, if that is what both of you want it to be. And I think that there's a lot of stability and safety and a lot of building a life together that happens here. And one thing that I want you to know, pile number 3, about this connection is that the potential is unlimited. There is unlimited potential here for the two of you to create something beautiful, to create something long lasting. So when we talk about longevity, this is a connection that can absolutely stand the test of time, and that's coming through. But it's also a connection that is very passionate, very exciting. And I do think that you both are going to be very equally in tune with one another as far as your interests, what you think of, what you think a good time is, how you want to enjoy each other's time. I do think that this is a connection where traveling, going places together, doing things together. Again, you're going to have a lot of things in common as far as what you enjoy, and I think that you're going to be able to really find that you both really love getting to know each other and spending time together. But again, that devil card is here. So a lot of passion, a lot of chemistry, the wheel of fortune. This is really going to change your life as it is. And I think it's going to be for the better. That's absolutely coming through, where again, you do feel very emotionally protected, very safe and secure. Because pile number 3, this person is a provider. This person is a provider not only in the material, physical sense, but this person is a provider. This person is going to hold space for you in ways that feel very safe for you. This feels like a very gentle connection, but also a very passionate connection. And one thing is, this is not somebody who's going to want you to abandon yourself. This is somebody who's going to encourage you to do right by you while you both are in this connection together. So let's look at any challenges or growth in this connection or as a result of this connection. Any challenges or growth in this connection or as a result of this connection. For my pile number 3s, challenges or growth. What's going on here? What can my pile number 3s expect here? Challenges or growth? I will take those two. Bottom of the deck, we have the Fool card. This is something completely new, and I know that is pretty sure that's Jasmine. Yeah, that's Princess Jasmine, and I'm hearing a whole new world. The song with Aladdin and Jasmine, a whole new world, right? I think that this is somebody who is going to introduce you to a completely different way of being in a relationship, and there's going to be so much ease between the two of you here. We also have the 5 of Cups. This relationship is going to be, this connection is going to be or has the potential to be very healing. I think especially for my pile number 3s, you're in a place where you would really benefit from having a lot of gentleness, from having someone who is there for you, somebody who is really like showing up for you and showing you that they care. And I think that that's exactly what this can provide. We also have the King of Cups. Yeah, this is somebody who is emotionally available. This is somebody who knows what they want, who is able to not only tell you what they want, but show you what they want and back it up through actions. I think that this is somebody who's going to plan dates, somebody who's going to plan outings with you, somebody who's going to take the lead. This isn't somebody who's going to call you and just be like, well, what do you want? Or like, why don't you go get what you want? Or why don't you plan something for us? This is somebody who's going to really be intentional. And I think what's beautiful about this black egg person is that even if they were to be upset with you, they would still be gentle. They would not withhold affection. This is somebody who is securely attached, not avoidant or not anxiously attached. And if I'm being honest, I have to say this, some of you that picked pile number 3, based on this energy, I think you've been working on a anxious attachment style. This person is going to be secure and they're going to be very comforting and very understanding. We also have the 5 of Pentacles. So I think that this is a relationship that instead of you feeling left out, you are going to feel understood. You are going to feel accepted. You're not going to have to deal with the disappointment or with, things that you have dealt with in the past. Because I do think that this is a group where walking away, if you had to walk away from someone, it was a very painful experience. And I think it was because somebody wasn't stepping up to the plate to do what they were supposed to do. This person is going to be the opposite of that. That's coming through. And I also think that while this person is encouraging pile number 3, they're also going to they're going to help you grow. They're not just going to encourage you if they think that they can help you in some way, or if they think that they can offer words of wisdom. They're not going to force their opinion on you, but they're not just going to like coddle you either. This is somebody who really admires you, who really is going to like you as a person, and who wants the best for you. So this is somebody who's going to show up as a true partner for you. I also think that this is a person that your friends and family are really going to like. Let's take a look at the outcome advice. What is the outcome and or advice here for my pile number 3s? And then we're going to look at these cards. What is the outcome and or advice for my pile number 3s? Take a look here. Bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Cups. Again, this person is showing you a brand new world, right? They're bringing you into a whole new world here. Let's take a look here. The Moon card. We also have the Queen of Swords. I think this is more advice for my pile number 3s. Pile number 3, be open. Be open to the opportunities that are going to show up. Pile number 3, you've been working very hard. You've been working on your shadow self, right? You've been working on your shadow aspects. You are ready. You are more ready than you think you are. Don't hold yourself back because you think you need to be perfect or you think you need to be completely healed. That is a myth. Healing is like the layers of the onion, right? There's always something that comes up, and as humans, we have to work on ourselves and do things in a relationship and relationally, because as humans, we are codependent. As humans, we do thrive when we are in partnership, in community. So that's coming up. Be honest with yourself, but don't hold yourself back, and don't feel like you are not ready when you are. And if the right opportunity comes your way, take advantage of it. That is a big message coming through here. We also see the 2 of Swords. It's up to you how this goes. It's up to you to open yourself up to the opportunity. Just know that you are ready, and be honest with yourself. And even if you are nervous, even if you are scared, it's okay to still do it and show up and push through that fear. You are very courageous, pile number 3, so tap into that courage. Let's see what else we have here. So we have stability. This relationship can stand the test of time. Absolutely. And this is also someone who as a person is very stable, very reliable, very committed. We have soulmate. Your soulmate loves, accepts, and respects you unconditionally. And I think that this person is a soulmate, and I think that this person is very accepting, very loving, and very respectful of who you are. We also have acceptance. Everything happens for a reason. Pile number 3, everything you've been through, even if it was walking away from something or someone that you cared about very deeply, it's led you here for a reason. And I think radical acceptance of that can be very helpful for this group. Let's take a look at what else we have. We have the Star, guaranteed success. Pile number 3, that is a beautiful omen. You are guaranteed success in your love life. And I think with this next person coming in, if you open up yourself to love, there is guaranteed success here. We also have June. So as I'm recording this, it is the very beginning of July. So we just passed June, but this is a timeless reading. So June could be significant here. We also have Haystack with karma. You will reap what you have sown. And here's the thing. You've been doing a lot of karmic clearing. You've been doing a lot of spiritual work and healing, pile number 3. So this is why your success is guaranteed. We also have Hat. You will be playing a different role. So this is going to be different from what you are used to. Trust and believe that. Also, I think for some of you, you were the ones that had to take the lead in previous connections and relationships. This time, somebody else is taking the lead. This time, Regardless of gender, pile number 3, you get to be passenger princess in this relationship. Not in a way where you are not an active participant, but I think that you're going to be in a relationship where you are going to be taken care of, where you are going to be the one that doesn't have to do all of the work. And not because you don't want to, but because this person is really going to enjoy taking the lead. We also have wealth. So pile number 3, a lot of wealth coming in, a lot of abundance, a lot of success. I love these cards for you. And we have December. So we have June and December coming up as significant. So it could be December, maybe a December birthday, maybe a December meeting, maybe a December, something significant in December. Or maybe something significant has happened in the past December that led to you being where you are at. Take it as it resonates. But let's take a look at what else we have here. We have loyalty. I'm there for the people I care about in whatever way they need me. Ride to the airport, no problem. Bail you out of jail, you bet. Go see your band again, maybe. The point is, when I stand with them, I know I'm a part of something special. And to be honest, it doesn't suck to look around and remember they're standing with me too. This is the thing, pile number 3. This person coming in for you is going to be incredibly loyal. We also have celebration. When I come across people in happy, healthy relationships, I give jealousy the finger and celebrate their joy. When I do so, I am rooting for the good guys, which means I'm a good guy, and that means all of us win. Who wants to celebrate? And pile number 3, you're going to be in one of these relationships that maybe in the past you wanted but didn't quite have. And then we have I'm a catch. I'm a total catch, and I know all the reasons why. I know that anyone would be lucky to be with me, and that doesn't mean I'm arrogant or snobby. Self-respect is just one of my many qualities. Let's do that again. Self-respect is just one of many qualities exhibited by this complete and utter babe. And that's the thing. You are the catch. And you are going to get to experience what it feels like to be with someone who knows that you are the catch. And you're also going to do wonderful things for this person, pile number 3. Enjoy it. I love this for you. Pile number 3, your affirmation for the week. I am the catch and I deserve love. I am the catch and I deserve love. That is your affirmation. Claim it in the comments below. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss an upload. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Hype the video if you think it's worth hyping. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. All of those things help me out so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being patient during my absence. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now.